The bar was crowded, the kind of noise that pressed against my skull, but I barely heard any of it. My eyes were fixed on the door, though I couldn't explain why. Marcus laughed beside me, telling some story about his latest project. But I kept glancing past him, my drink untouched. He nudged my arm and told me I looked like I was waiting for fate to walk in. I was about to laugh it off when she entered. The moment I saw her, the air shifted. A red dress clung to her like it had been designed for her body alone, bold in a room where everyone else faded into muted colors. She moved with the kind of confidence that drew attention without asking for it. Her laugh carried through the bar, bright and intentional. And my chest tightened before I even realized I was holding my breath. Marcus noticed. He muttered that I was already gone. I told him to shut up, but he wasn't wrong. Her eyes swept across the room, fast but precise, until they landed on me. She didn't look away. She walked toward us, and with every step I felt my pulse race harder. When she reached the table, she leaned down just enough for me to catch her perfume, warm and sharp, and asked if the seat was taken. I told her it was hers if she wanted it. She smiled at that, slow and deliberate, then sat across from me. The hem of her dress rode up slightly as she crossed her legs, and I had to force myself not to stare. She told me I looked like I needed company, her voice playful but calculated. I replied that maybe I did, or maybe she just needed mine. She tilted her head, amused, and said she liked confidence. Marcus stood, muttering that he'd grab another round, and disappeared toward the bar. That left me alone with her, though it felt like she'd orchestrated it from the moment she walked in. She leaned forward, resting her chin on her hand, and asked my name. I gave it, then asked for hers. She said Alara, and it rolled off her tongue like she'd practiced saying it in rooms where it mattered. I asked what brought her here, pretending not to notice the way her eyes flicked around the room before locking on me again. She said she was meeting a friend, but that she was glad she stopped at my table first. The way she held my gaze made me believe it. The conversation flowed faster than the drinks. She asked about my work, my favorite cities, the kind of music I listened to. Her questions weren't casual. They were sharp, pointed, as if she was cataloging every detail. Still, I answered, caught in the rhythm of her attention. When I asked about her, she gave just enough to intrigue but never enough to satisfy. She told me she loved late-night drives with the windows down, that she preferred storms over sunny days, that she believed first impressions revealed more truth than people liked to admit. At one point, her hand brushed mine on the table. She didn't move it right away. My breath caught, and she smiled, as if she'd been waiting for that reaction. Marcus eventually returned, setting drinks down with a look that said he wasn't sure if he should leave again. Alara greeted him politely, but barely glanced at him after that. Her focus stayed on me. She leaned closer, lowering her voice so only I could hear, and asked if I trusted people easily. I said not usually. She smiled and replied that maybe I should trust her. Just this once, the way she said it sent a shiver through me. Time blurred after that. I don't know how long we sat there, words spilling between us, every exchange pulling me deeper into her orbit. She laughed easily, but each laugh felt intentional, perfectly timed to make me want to hear it again. Her eyes lingered a little too long, her body leaned a little too close. Her smile stayed just on the edge of promise. When the night wound down, and Marcus insisted we should leave before the place closed, Alara placed her hand on mine again. She thanked me for making her night better, though her tone suggested I had no idea how much better she meant. Then she leaned in, close enough that her breath brushed my ear, and whispered that I shouldn't forget this moment because it was going to matter later. The thoughts burned into me long after she pulled away. I smiled, pretending not to be rattled, but something in her voice stayed with me. It wasn't just the way she said it. It was the certainty, like she already knew what came next, like she had planned it from the start. When she walked out of the bar, the red dress catching every eye along the way, I felt an ache in my chest. Marcus clapped me on the shoulder, muttering that she was trouble, but I barely heard him. My thoughts were tangled in her smile, her touch, and the echo of her whisper. I didn't realize it then. She had already begun to write the script, and I had already agreed to play my part. The next time I saw Alara, it was at a coffee shop near my office. She had texted me that morning saying she was in the area and wanted to meet. I almost told her I was too busy. Curiosity got the better of me. She was already there when I arrived, sitting by the window with 2 cups waiting. "Black, no sugar," she said as I sat down. I remembered I smiled, surprised. "I didn't even tell you that. You told Marcus last night," she said with a shrug. I listened. That answer hit harder than I expected. She leaned closer, eyes searching mine as if she already knew the effect she had on me. "So," she said, stirring her drink with the tip of her straw, "what makes you happiest?" "And don't say work." I laughed. "Why not?" "I like my work." "Liking isn't the same as happiness," she said softly. "What's the thing that makes your chest feel lighter?" I hesitated. "Late night drives." Music low. "Empty roads." Her lips curved. "Then we'll do that." "Tonight?" I started to protest, but she touched my hand lightly on the table. The contact silenced me. That night, I picked her up. The city faded behind us as she directed me toward a long stretch of open road. She rolled the window down, letting the wind whip her hair. She laughed and said, "This is freedom. Don't you feel it?" I admitted I did, though I was watching her more than the road. She leaned back, closing her eyes, then said, "Tell me something you've never told anyone." I gripped the wheel. "That's a dangerous request." "All the best ones are," she replied. I thought for a moment, then said, "Sometimes I feel like I've built a life that looks good on the outside but doesn't feel alive on the AEL. Her eyes opened, sharp. "Then maybe you've been waiting for someone to shake it awake." I didn't answer. My chest was too tight. We pulled into a quiet overlook, the city lights glowing far below. She unbuckled her seatbelt and turned toward me, sitting too close for comfort. The warmth of her arm brushed mine. "Why do you look so serious?" she asked. "Because you make me feel like I'm in over my head," I said. She smiled at that. "Then maybe you're exactly where you should be." Her gaze lingered on my mouth before shifting back to my eyes. The silence stretched, heavy and electric. I forced myself to speak. "Do you do this with everyone?" Her laugh was soft. "If I did, would it matter?" "Yes," I said without hesitation. Her smile faded, replaced with something more intent. "Then no. Only you." The words melted into me. I believed them even as a flicker of doubt surfaced. We started meeting more often after that. Coffee shops turned into walks through the park, late dinners, excuses to see each other at odd hours. Every time, she sat close. On the bench, her knee brushed mine. In the car, her shoulder leaned into me. Each touch was casual enough to pass for nothing but lingered long enough to feel like everything. Her questions came constantly. What scared me most? Who had broken my heart? What I wanted 5 years from now? They sounded innocent, but they carried weight, as if she was pulling strings I couldn't see. One afternoon I asked, "Why do you always ask so much about me, but never tell much about yourself?" She smiled as if she expected the question. "I like watching people reveal themselves. It's more honest than what I could say about me. Honest or controlled?" I asked. Her eyes glittered. Both. The honesty unsettled me. But I couldn't stop wanting more of her. The more time I spent with her, the more I caught tiny moments that felt off. Her laughter sometimes came a beat too late, as though she was waiting for the right cue. She'd glance at her bag during conversations, quick and deliberate, before snapping her attention back to me. One evening, after a long walk where she insisted we talk about first loves, I drove her back to her apartment. She leaned against the passenger door, looking at me with a softness that threatened to undo me. "You're different," she whispered. Different in a way I didn't know I needed. The words sank deep. But then I noticed something. Inside her open bag, sitting on her lap, a faint red light blinked. My voice caught in my throat. "What's that?" She glanced down and, without hesitation, snapped the bag shut. She smiled, too smooth, too quick. "You worry too much," she said. Brushing her fingers over my arm, I tried to laugh it off. But unease churned beneath my skin. She leaned closer, her perfume flooding the small space, her voice low. "Stop thinking so hard. Just feel. Her words lingered long after she stepped out of the car, leaving me staring at the blinking light I swore I had seen. Marcus texted me that afternoon, asking if I wanted to grab drinks. His message was short. No joking emojis or sarcastic remarks, which was unlike him. I knew the tone before I even sat across from him. The bar was quieter than the last time we'd been out. He had already ordered a beer and pushed a second toward me when I arrived. "All right," I said, pulling the glass closer. "What's this about?" He leaned forward. "It's about her." I didn't need clarification. "Ilara?" "Yeah." His eyes didn't waver. "I'm going to ask you something straight. Are you sure about her?" I frowned. What does that even mean? It means I've seen her before. Not just once. With someone else. Maybe more than one someone. I laughed, though the sound came out sharper than I intended. "You're mistaken. You probably saw someone who looked like her?" "No," he said flatly. "It was her. Same red dress she wore that first night." "Different guy." I shook my head. "You're reading into something you don't understand. She can have friends, Marcus. She's allowed to be seen with people. Friends don't lean in the way she leaned in," he said. "And friends don't watch the room while they're laughing." She wasn't with him like a friend. My chest tightened, but I forced myself to sound calm. "You don't know her. You don't know what we have." He studied me for a long moment. "You're blinded." "I can see it. She's pulling you in, and I don't think it's what you think it is." "Why are you doing this?" I snapped. "Why can't you just be happy that I've found someone I actually like?" "Because it feels wrong," he said, voice low. "Because I don't want to watch you get hurt." I pushed my glass away, suddenly restless. "You're making something out of nothing. She's not what you think." He sighed and leaned back. "I hope I'm wrong. But if I'm not, don't say I didn't warn you." I left before finishing my drink. His words stuck to me like smoke I couldn't shake off. By the time I got home, my phone buzzed. A message from Ilara lit up the screen. "Come over. I can't sleep." I stared at it for a long time, Marcus's warning echoing in my head. I thought about the way she had touched my hand in the coffee shop, the way her laugh filled the car on that late-night drive, the way her eyes had lingered on me with a hunger I hadn't felt in years. I texted back on my way. When I knocked on her door, she opened instantly, as if she had been waiting by it. She wore a loose silk top, her hair messy like she had just rolled out of bed. Though I doubted she had been sleeping, she wrapped her arms around me before I could speak. Her warmth pressed against me, her voice soft in my ear. "I needed you." Every doubt evaporated in that hug. I held her tighter, inhaling the faint scent of jasmine clinging to her skin. She pulled me inside and led me to the couch. She curled against me, her head on my shoulder, fingers tracing lazy patterns on my arm. "Rough day?" I asked. She nodded. I don't feel like myself sometimes. But when you're here, I do." Her voice cracked slightly, and it broke something inside me. I tilted her chin up so she would meet my eyes. "You don't have to pretend with me." Her lips curved faintly. "I like that you believe that." The words made me pause. "What do you mean?" She shook her head quickly. "Nothing, I mean. I like that I can be myself with you." I wanted to press further, but her hand slid into mine and the question died in my throat. The room felt too quiet, the intimacy too strong to disrupt. We sat together, talking about small things, movies she wanted to see, places she wanted to visit, music she swore I had to listen to. I listened, half focused on her words, half lost in the way her presence calmed me, even as it set me on edge. At one point, I shifted slightly and caught my reflection in the tall mirror across from us. For a second, everything froze. Beside my reflection and hers, faint red light flickered on the dresser in the corner. My breath caught. I stared, my voice unsteady. "What's that?" Ilara followed my gaze. Her eyes flickered, but she quickly leaned into me, blocking my view with her body. She smiled, her tone soft. "You worry too much." I tried to shift, but her fingers pressed against my chest, keeping me in place. Her lips brushed close to my ear as she whispered, "Stay here." With me, the warmth of her voice drowned out my thoughts. I stopped fighting, though my eyes kept drifting back toward that corner, toward the light I swore I had seen. When I arrived, she was already curled up on the couch with a glass of wine. She patted the cushion beside her like she had been waiting only for me. "Sit," she said. "I have an idea." I dropped onto the couch, close enough that our knees brushed. "What kind of idea?" "A game." Her eyes glittered. "Truth for truth. No lies, no dodging. You answer one, I answer one." I smirked. "That sounds dangerous." "That's the point," she whispered, her lips curving. "Do you trust me?" "I wouldn't be here if I didn't." She leaned in, voice lower. "Then start. Ask me anything." I thought for a second, then asked, "What's the last thing you lied about?" Her lashes lowered. "That I was fine last night?" "I wasn't. I needed you." My pulse jumped. "That's not much of a lie." "It was to me," she murmured. My turn. "What's your biggest fear?" I laughed under my breath. "That's heavy for round one." "Truth for truth," she insisted, nudging my knee with hers. I exhaled. "Losing people I care about? I've had enough of that." Her expression softened. "Then don't lose me." The air thickened. I shifted closer without meaning to. "Your turn again?" She tilted her head. "What's your biggest regret?" "That I stayed silent when I should have fought for someone," I said quietly. "I let them go, and I can't get that back." Her eyes lingered on me like she was memorizing the answer. "Then fight for me." "Don't stay silent this time." I swallowed hard. "You make it sound so simple." "It is," she said, almost daring me. I needed to break the spell, so I asked quickly, "What about you?" "Biggest regret?" She hesitated, twisting the stem of her glass. "Trusting the wrong people. Giving them pieces of me they didn't deserve." Her honesty hit me deep. "Do you think I'll be one of them?" She stared at me for a long moment before shaking her head. "No, you're different. That's why I let you in." Something inside me loosened at her words. "Your turn." Her gaze sharpened. "What's the secret you've never told anyone?" My chest tightened. "That I'm not as strong as I act. That most of the time, I'm just holding it together and hoping no one notices." She touched my hand lightly. "I notice, and it makes me want you more." Her voice vibrated through me. "All right," I said, steadying myself. My turn. "What's the secret you've never told anyone?" Her lips parted. For the first time, she looked uncertain. "That I've never trusted anyone the way I trust you." I froze. "You mean that?" Her hand pressed firmer over mine. I wouldn't have said it otherwise. I believed her. Against every warning in my head, I believed her. We sat there, staring at each other, silence heavy but intimate. My chest felt tight, like if I moved the moment would break. Finally, I whispered, "Then I'll protect that trust. No matter what." Her smile was small, fragile, like she didn't quite believe it but wanted to. She leaned her head against my shoulder. We stayed like that, trading softer questions until the clock crept toward midnight. Favorite songs, childhood dreams, scars we both carried but rarely named. Each answer pulled me deeper, weaving something I didn't know how to untangle. When I finally stood to leave, she caught my wrist. "Promise me you'll come back tomorrow." I looked into her eyes, saw the plea in them, and nodded. "I promise." She kissed my cheek, lingering just long enough to set my pulse racing, and then let me go. As I walked toward the door, I glanced at her bookshelf. Something caught my eye between the rows of novels. A small, dark shape, no bigger than a coin, with a faint gleam. I leaned closer. My breath caught. It looked like a lens, and it was angled straight at the couch where we had been sitting. Before I could reach for it, her voice called from behind me. "What are you looking at?" I turned quickly. She was leaning against the couch, watching me with a soft smile, though her eyes seemed sharper now. "Just a book," I said, forcing a grin. "You've got too many." "Hard to ignore," she laughed lightly. "Take one if you want. I'll know it'll be in good hands." I nodded, stepping away from the shelf. But as I left her apartment, the image of that hidden lens burned in my mind. refusing to let me go. Asterisk, the restaurant buzzed with conversation and clinking glasses. I slid into the booth, Ilara slipping in beside me, close enough that her perfume rose around me like a trap I didn't want to escape. Her hand brushed mine under the table, then stayed, fingers lacing with mine. My chest tightened. Marcus dropped into the seat across from us. His eyes flicked to our joined hands, and I saw the edge in his expression. "You two seem comfortable," he said. Ilara leaned against my shoulder. "Shouldn't we be? Life's too short to play coy." I tried to keep my voice light. "She has a point." Marcus didn't smile. Just making an observation, the others at the table were laughing, talking, unaware of the weight building between the three of us. Ilara's nails traced over my palm, deliberate. Claiming, I whispered near her ear, "You're being bold tonight." She tilted her head, her lips grazing my cheek as she replied, "Maybe I like watching people wonder about us." Marcus cleared his throat, pulling my attention. "You're sure about this?" "Why wouldn't I be?" I asked. "Because some things look better than they are," he said. Ilara laughed, sharp enough to cut. "Or maybe some people just can't stand to see someone else happy." I shifted uncomfortably. "All right, let's not do this here." Dinner dragged on, but Marcus's glances grew heavier. When he leaned back, arms folded, I caught the quiet warning in his eyes. Ilara ignored it, leaning closer to me, her laughter too loud, her touch too much. When we finally left, the cool night air hit, and she pulled me aside before I could say goodbye to Marcus. "You're quiet," she said. "I'm just tired." I answered, "No, it's him." Her tone sharpened. "You care too much about what Marcus thinks." "That's not fair," I said. "It's true." Her eyes burned into mine. "Every time he opens his mouth, you hesitate, like you're waiting for his approval. Marcus is my friend. He's looking out for me." Her voice softened suddenly, almost breaking. "And what about me? Who's looking out for me if not you?" I sighed. "I am." "You know that? Then prove it." She stepped closer, her chest against mine, her hand curling at the back of my neck. "Stop worrying about him. Stop second-guessing. I'm here. I'm choosing you." Her intensity washed over me, too rehearsed, too perfect, but impossible to resist. She whispered against my lips, "You're the only one who matters." My head spun. "You don't make it easy to think straight." "Good," she whispered, kissing me quickly like she wanted to leave me wanting more. She pulled back, smiling as if the fight had never happened. "Come by tomorrow. Don't make me wait." She hugged me tight, her lips brushing my ear. As she did, I heard it faint, mechanical, a click. My body stiffened. It sounded like a phone locking. The sound came from her pocket. Her arms loosened. "What's wrong?" "Nothing," I said quickly, forcing a smile. "Just tired." She studied me for a beat too long, then kissed my cheek. "Sleep well then." As she walked away, my pulse refused to settle. The sound replayed in my head, sharp and undeniable. A click hidden inside an embrace. The clip was only 10 seconds long, grainy but clear enough. My laugh rang out, the same laugh I remembered from that night on her couch. The camera angle was strange, like it had been taken from somewhere across the room, hidden. My stomach twisted. When I met her later, I pulled out my phone and pressed play. "Ilara, explain this." She leaned over, smiling. "That's cute. You look happy. That's not the point. Where did this come from?" "Relax," she said, sipping her wine. "It's probably from someone's story. People record everything these days. It looks like it was filmed in your apartment." She laughed lightly. "Paranoid much? If I wanted to record you, don't you think I'd tell you?" My jaw tightened. "Would you?" She set her glass down, eyes narrowing, then softening. "You really think I'd spy on you? After everything I've told you?" "I don't know what to think right now." Her expression shifted, wounded. "That hurts. I let you in. I trusted you, and you throw accusations." "Ilara, I just need the truth. The truth is that you're overthinking. Maybe Marcus got in your head. He doesn't like me, does he?" This isn't about Marcus. Yes, it is, she pressed. He plants doubts, and you run with them. If you believed in us, you wouldn't even ask. Her words stung, twisting me. I do believe in us. I just need clarity. She stood, walked over to the speaker, and turned on soft music. A low rhythm filled the room. Then stop questioning, she said, holding out her hand. Dance with me, Alara. No, she cut in, pulling me from the couch. No more suspicion. No more Marcus. Just me and you. I hesitated, then let her draw me close. Her hands slid up my arms, resting on my shoulders. My palms settled on her waist. See? She whispered, swaying against me. This is real. This is what matters. Her body pressed to mine, her cheek brushing against me. The doubts in my chest wavered, drowned out by the heat between us. She whispered, Tell me you trust me. I want to. That's not enough. Say it. I trust you, I breathed, almost convincing myself. Her lips brushed my jaw. Good. Then don't let anyone take me from you. The music pulsed low, and for a moment the world shrank to her breath, her touch, her scent. My unease slipped further away. But then, as she leaned closer, I opened my eyes. Over her shoulder, on the shelf against the wall, a faint red light blinked. Small, steady, unbleam. My chest went cold. I tightened my grip on her without meaning to. She smiled against my neck. See, you're holding on to me now. That's all I ever wanted. My eyes stayed locked on that light, blinking in the dark. Asterisk, the email subject read, She's not who you think she is. My chest tightened as I clicked. Inside was one line. Check the link. I hesitated, then tapped it. The video loaded. My face filled the screen. I was laughing, leaning closer to Ilara on her couch. My laugh was real, but the angle was wrong. I hadn't seen a camera that night. Then her voice came through, low and coaxing. Closer. Just a little closer. My stomach dropped. I paused the video, a reflection glaring back from the black screen. When I went to her apartment that night, she opened the door with her usual smile. You look tense, she said. Rough day? I stepped inside. We need to talk. She raised a brow. That serious? I pulled out my phone, hit play, and set it on the table between us. Her eyes flicked to the screen, then back to me. What is this? I asked. She folded her arms. A video. Of you laughing? So what? You know, it's not just that. Look at the angle. Look at the way your voice is on it. You were filming me? Her mouth curved, then flattened. You think I'd do that to you? I don't want to think it, but this doesn't lie. She shook her head sharply. It's edited. Someone is trying to mess with you. Maybe Marcus. He's been against me since the start. Don't turn this on him. I know his voice. That's yours. Her eyes shimmered suddenly, filling with tears. Do you hear yourself? You're accusing me of something disgusting. After all the times I told you I trusted you. I froze. Ilara, I'm just asking for the truth. The truth. Her voice broke. The truth is that I let myself fall for you, and now you're looking at me like I'm a stranger. How could you think I'd betray you like that? She sat down hard on the couch, covering her face. Her shoulders shook. You're breaking me. My chest clenched. I sat beside her. I don't want to hurt you. I just need to understand. Her fingers gripped mine suddenly. Then, believe me. Believe me when I say I would never do this. Someone wants us apart. They're jealous. They're cruel. And you're letting them win. Her voice was ragged, desperate. I searched her eyes, saw tears that looked real, but the doubt stayed. Ilara, I whispered, why does it feel like I'm losing my mind with you? She pressed her forehead to mine. Because you care. That's what love does. It makes you afraid. But I'm right here. I'm yours. Her lips brushed mine, soft and trembling. The anger in me weakened, drowned by the pull of her closeness. I whispered against her mouth. I don't want this to be true. It's not, she breathed. Say you trust me. I trust you, I said. Though the words scraped out of me like a lie, her tears turned into a fragile smile. Then hold me. I wrapped my arms around her, and for a while the storm dulled. Later, when she slipped into the kitchen for more wine, her phone buzzed on the table. The screen lit up. I glanced down, my name staring back at me. It wasn't a message. It was a folder. The title froze my blood. Content. Asterisk, I was leaving Alara's building when Marcus blocked my path near the elevator. His jaw was tight, his hands clenched. We need to talk, he said. I don't have time, I muttered. He stepped closer. Make time. I'm done watching you sink. I tried to move past him. You don't know what you're talking about. His eyes burned. I know everything. You think I haven't seen what she's doing? I stopped. What do you mean? He pulled out his phone, thumbed the screen, and shoved it in front of me. This images and thumbnails filled the screen. My face, my body. Moments with Alara I thought were private. Each clip had a title, each one thousands of views. My stomach lurched. Where did you get this? I've been tracking her uploads for weeks, he said. I hoped you'd figure it out before it got this far. I stared at the screen. My laugh in one thumbnail. My hand on her knee in another. Her eyes looking into the hidden camera while mine were turned away. You're lying, I whispered. I wish I was, he said. Every night she records you. Every morning she uploads it to her private channels. You're her brand. Her game, that's not possible. She's been playing you since the start, he said. Wake up. I shoved his phone back at him. No, she loves me. She wouldn't do this. He caught my arm. Look at the dates. Look at the comments. They're watching you like a show. I looked. The captions under the clips praised her. Some mocked me. My face blurred in some, clear in others. My blood roared in my ears. She wouldn't, I said again, but it sounded weak. She would, Marcus snapped. And she is. You have to walk away. I backed toward the stairs. I'll talk to her myself. He grabbed my shoulder. Don't give her the chance. She twisted like she always does. I have to hear it from her, I said. I have to know. He released me, exhaling hard. Then at least record her. Get proof for yourself. I shook my head. No, I'm not like her. Then she'll destroy you, he warned. Because she's better at this than you think. I left him standing by the elevator and climbed the stairs 2 at a time, my phone trembling in my hand. When Alara opened the door, she was barefoot, wine glass in hand. Back so soon? She asked. I walked straight in. We need to talk. She set the glass down slowly. You sound serious? I turned my phone to her. What is this? She glanced at the screen, then at me. Clips. Clips of me. With you. Uploaded for strangers to watch. Her lips curled. So Marcus showed you? You're not denying it? She tilted her head. Why would I? You're beautiful when you're angry. My voice cracked. You've been filming me. Selling me. All while saying you loved me. I never said love was free, she said softly. You used me, I spat. You turned me into content. She stepped closer. I turned us into content. They adore us. The chemistry, the tension. You think I could fake that? It wasn't real? I asked. Her eyes glittered. Real enough for them to believe? Real enough for you to stay? I backed away. You're sick. She smiled faintly. No, I am smart, and you're in too deep to walk out now. I shook my head. I'm leaving, you're not, she murmured. I stopped. Try me. She moved closer until her breath touched my neck. Do you have any idea how many people love watching you with me? I flinched. You're disgusting. She ran a finger down my chest. You love me. That's why you're still here. I slapped her hand away. I loved who I thought you were. She laughed quietly. That's still me. The one who makes your heart race. The one you can't quit. I stared at her, shaking. Say it's not true. Tell me you didn't plan this from the start. Her smirk deepened. Every second of it. And you played your part perfectly. My hands curled into fists. You're done using me? She leaned in, her voice a whisper. And you're not going to leave. Because you love me too much. The room spun. My phone felt like ice in my palm. Her eyes held mine, daring me to break. I turned and walked toward the door. She didn't follow. The walls of my apartment felt smaller every hour. My phone buzzed again. Another notification, another comment, under a video of me I had never agreed to. I dropped it on the couch and pressed my palms against my eyes. Marcus's words echoed. She's playing you, I whispered to the empty room. Was any of it real? A knock came at the door. I stayed silent. The knock came again. Sharper, open up, her voice called. I froze. Elara. Go home, I said. I'm not leaving. I forced my legs to move and opened the door. She stood there in the red dress, the one from the night she first kissed me. Her eyes sparkled like nothing was wrong. You look like hell, she said softly. You shouldn't be here. She stepped inside anyway, closing the door behind her. You're hurting yourself. You're not eating. You're not sleeping. I can help. I backed toward the window. Help. You're the reason I'm like this? She tilted her head. I'm the reason you're alive at all. You were invisible before me. That's not true. She walked closer. You craved the fire. I gave it to you. I wanted love. I said, you got obsession, she whispered. And you loved every second. My fists clenched. You filmed me. You lied to me. You used me. She ran a finger along my arm. I made you unforgettable. I stepped back. Stop touching me. Her eyes glinted. You don't want me to stop? I do, I said. I want you gone. She laughed softly. You think you can shut me out? After everything we've shared? Everything we've shared was fake. Her voice dropped lower. Then why are you shaking? I swallowed hard. Because I'm disgusted? No, she said, moving closer. Because you still want me. I hit the wall behind me. She was inches away now, her perfume wrapping around me. Say you don't, she whispered. I don't, I said. But my voice trembled. She smiled. Liar. Her hand slid to my chest. Let me remind you how real it feels. I caught her wrists. Stop. Look at me, she said. No cameras now. Just us. My heart slammed against my ribs. You're lying. Her lips brushed my ear. Try me. For a moment I almost did. My grip loosened. My body leaned toward her. Then a voice cut through the haze. Step away from him. We both turned. Marcus stood in the doorway, eyes blazing. What are you doing here? I asked. He walked in fast. Saving you? Elara straightened, eyes narrowing. You shouldn't be here. I told you to leave him alone, Marcus said. She smirked. You think you're his hero? I'm the only one telling him the truth, he said. She ran her tongue over her lips. You're jealous. You always were. I'm disgusted, he said. You've ruined him. I stepped between them. Stop, both of you. Marcus looked at me. You don't see it yet. She's breaking you. Elara touched my shoulder. He's trying to take you from me, Marcus snapped. I'm trying to pull you out before she destroys you completely. I covered my face. Stop talking like I'm not here. Eliara's voice turned honey-sweet. You don't need him. You only need me. Marcus's voice hardened. You're poison. She stepped toward him. Say that again? I've got proof, he said, pulling something from his pocket. Her eyes flickered. What is that? He held up a small flash drive. Everything. All of it. Every upload, every message, every payment. You can't talk your way out of this. Her face went still. Then she smiled. You think he'll watch it? You think he wants to see how deep this goes? Marcus looked at me. You need to see this. I shook my head. I can't, you have to, he said. It's the only way to break free. Elara slid closer to me. Don't listen to him. He wants to control you. Marcus's eyes bored into mine. I'm not the one who put a camera in his bedroom, I shuddered. Is that true? Alara touched my cheek. He's lying to make you hate me. Is it true? I repeated louder. She didn't answer. Marcus extended the flash drive. Take it. I stared at it like it might burn me. Alara whispered. If you take that, you lose me forever. Marcus said, if you don't, you lose yourself. I felt my chest splitting open. My hands trembled between them. Alara's eyes shone. You love me. Marcus's jaw tightened. She's killing you. I reached out slowly and took the flash drive. Alara stepped back. No, I clutched it tight. This ends now. Her eyes filled with something like panic. You don't know what you're doing. I know exactly what I'm doing, I said. Marcus put a hand on my shoulder. Good. Now we move. Alara whispered. You'll come back. I turned away from her voice. My heart pounded like it was trying to break free. Marcus guided me toward the door. We're done here. I glanced back once. She stood in the red dress, still and silent, her expression unreadable. Marcus pressed the flash drive into my palm. You need to see this. All of it. The room was silent, except for the hum of my laptop. The flash drive sat in the port, waiting. My hand shook as I clicked the first file. The screen lit up with me. My own face filled the frame, laughing at something she had said. The angle was wrong. Too high, too far. A camera hidden somewhere I never saw. My voice broke the silence. No. Marcus sat across from me, his jaw tight. Keep watching. I wanted to slam the lid shut. But I pressed play on the next clip. There I was again, sitting on her couch, leaning close. Her voice came from behind the lens. Look how easy he is, she whispered, laughing under her breath. My chest burned. She was filming the whole time. Marcus nodded slowly. Every moment. The third clip loaded. My hand brushed her cheek. Tender, real. She whispered, perfect. Hold it. They'll eat this up. I gripped the table. She was directing me. Marcus's voice was steady. You see it now. The next file showed me asleep. My head resting against her shoulder. Her whisper cut through the dark. He trusts me too much. Poor thing. I slammed my fist down. Stop it. Marcus didn't move. You have to finish. I can't. You need to. I clicked again. This time, it was her laughter. Sharp, cruel. He thinks I'm his secret. He doesn't know he's everyone's. I stood, pacing the room. She's mocking me. Marcus's eyes followed me. She's exploiting you. My throat tightened. I gave her everything. My time, my heart, my trust. And she sold it, he said. I pointed at the screen. That's me. That's my life. A show, yes, Marcus said firmly. And it stops now. I collapsed back into the chair. I can't breathe. Marcus leaned forward. Breathe through it. You need to face it before you can fight back. Another clip played without me touching it. Her voice again, playful, cruel, smile for me. They love your smile, I whispered. She used my soul as content. Marcus didn't answer. The final file loaded. It was the night she first kissed me. The red dress, the bar, the moment that felt like fate. Her whisper came from off camera. Got him hooked. The room spun. My stomach churned. My entire body shook. I slammed the laptop shut. Enough. Marcus's voice was quiet. Now you understand. I understand she never loved me. She loved the game, he said. Tears burned my eyes. I was nothing to her. You were everything to her, Bran, Marcus said bitterly. I looked at him. Why didn't you tell me sooner? I tried, he said. You wouldn't listen. You should have forced me. His eyes narrowed. You think I didn't want to drag you out? You think I didn't want to knock the truth into you? But you were blinded. You had to see it yourself. I rubbed my face. Now I have. Marcus leaned back. So what are you going to do? My voice was flat. I don't know yet. Yes, you do, he said. I met his eyes. I want her to feel what I felt. That's the beginning, he said. Anger steadied my breathing. The trembling stopped. My chest hardened. She watched me, I said. Now, I'll watch her. Marcus nodded once. Then we plan, I whispered to myself. No more being the victim. The words hung heavy in the room, for the first time in weeks. I felt a flicker of strength. Then came a knock at the door. My blood froze. Marcus stood. Who is it? I walked slowly to the door, every nerve burning. I pulled it open. She stood there. Alara. Red lips, calm smile, eyes glinting like nothing had ever broken. Miss me? She asked. I stepped aside and let her in. My voice stayed low. You shouldn't be here. She brushed past me, her perfume curling through the air. You didn't say no. I didn't say yes either. She turned, her red dress catching the light. You missed me. Admit it. I shut the door and leaned against it. I'm not sure what I miss anymore. Her lips curved. Stop pretending. You still want me. I kept my eyes on hers. Do I? She tilted her head. If you didn't, you wouldn't have let me in. I walked to the table, sat down, and motioned for her to join me. Sit. Let's talk. She laughed softly. Talk? That's all? Just talk, I said. Unless you're afraid of that. Her heels clicked against the floor as she sat across from me. Fine, talk. I folded my hands. Why me? Her brow lifted. Why not you? Don't play with me, Alara. Why did you choose me? She leaned back, eyes glittering. Because you were perfect. Charming, trusting, hungry for someone to see you. You walked right into my hands. I swallowed hard. So it was all planned. Not all, she said, lips curling. Some of it was instinct. The way you laughed, the way you looked at me, it made the game fun. Game, I repeated. Yes, she whispered. That's what it was. A beautiful game. I forced my voice steady. And what did you win? Her eyes flashed. Control, fame, views, attention. People can't get enough of us. Of us, I echoed. Or of me. She smirked. Both. You were the star. I was the director. Together, we made magic. I leaned forward. You mean you made content? Content is power, she said firmly. You don't get it. Everyone wants a piece of something real, something raw. I gave them you. I clenched my fists under the table. You gave them my life without asking. She leaned closer, her voice dropping. You should thank me. I made you unforgettable. My chest tightened, but I kept my face calm. You call betrayal unforgettable. She smiled, unshaken. You call it betrayal. I call it legacy. I stared at her. Did you ever feel anything for me? Her silence stretched before she answered. I liked you. That was real. Liked. I repeated, bitterness on my tongue. You wanted more, she said softly. You wanted love. Love doesn't last. Stories do. My throat burned, but I forced myself to nod slowly. So you never loved me? She didn't flinch. I loved the way you made me feel powerful. The words hit like glass shattering inside me. Still, I held her gaze. Do you know what I loved? Her eyes narrowed. What? I loved believing in you. I loved thinking you saw me as more than a character. Her lips parted just slightly. For the first time, her smile wavered. I reached into my pocket and set my phone on the table, screen down. You wanted real? So here's real. She tilted her head. What do you mean? I pressed record before she could react. Say it again. Say what this was, she laughed, recovering her composure. You think I'll confess just because you asked nicely? I leaned closer, my voice calm. You already did. Her eyes flicked to the phone. You wouldn't? Wouldn't what? I asked. Record me, she said. Why not? I asked quietly. You recorded me. Over and over, her jaw tightened. That's different. No, I said firmly. It's the same. Only this time, I'm the one holding the camera. The silence stretched. It's thick and heavy. Finally, she whispered. So that's your move? To trap me? I kept my eyes locked on hers. No, my move is to let the truth out. She tried to smile again, but it faltered. And you think people will believe you? They'll believe your words, I said. Every single one you just gave me. Her breath caught, almost imperceptible. I leaned back, letting the moment hang. You've lost control, Alara. She stared at me, her mask cracking. For the first time, the confidence drained from her face. Her voice was sharper now. You won't release it. You love me too much. I tilted the phone so she could see the red light of recording. Watch me. The silence between us cut deeper than her words ever had, and for the first time, her smile faltered completely. Marcus pushed the laptop toward me. It's live. My heart pounded. You're sure the world can see it? Every second. Every word she gave you. I gripped the edge of the table. Then it's over. He nodded. It's over for her. The screen lit up with comments flooding in. People typing in outrage, betrayal, disgust. Her followers tearing her apart. I whispered they finally see her. Marcus folded his arms. The mask is gone. The door burst open. Alara stormed in, eyes wild. What did you do? I stood slowly. The truth. That's all. She slammed her hand on the table. You destroyed me. You destroyed yourself, I said. Her chest rose and fell in sharp breaths. You think they'll forgive you? They'll see you as weak, pathetic. A victim. I'd rather be a victim who fought back than a predator who smiled through every lie. Her voice cracked. I loved you. No, I said firmly. You loved the power you had over me. She reached for my arm. We can fix this. Together. I'll tell them it was staged. A performance. They'll believe us. I pulled my arm free. I don't want to live in a performance anymore. Tears welled in her eyes, streaking down her face. I can't lose everything, please. Say you'll stay with me. I stared at her trembling hands. You already lost me. She shook her head. No, you need me. You'll crawl back when the silence eats you alive. Marcus stepped forward. He doesn't need you. Not anymore. Her gaze darted between us, desperate. You don't understand. Without me, you're nothing. Just another broken face in the crowd. I stepped closer, steady now. Maybe, but I'd rather be nothing than be your puppet. Her lips quivered. You're making a mistake. No, I whispered. The mistake was ever believing in you. She dropped to her knees, clutching at my leg. Don't leave me like this. I'll change. I'll give it all up. Just stay. I forced myself not to bend, not to break. You never wanted to change. You only want to win. Her sobs filled the room, sharp and broken. For a moment, the sound nearly pulled me back, but Marcus's voice cut through. Walk away. I looked down at her one last time. Goodbye, Alara. I turned and stepped outside. The night air hit me like a cleansing wave. Marcus followed. You did it, I exhaled, heavy but free. Then why does it still hurt? Because you're human, he said. I looked at him. She almost had me again. But she didn't, he replied. That's strength. The weight on my chest loosened. So what now? That's up to you, he said. I nodded, staring into the dark streets. Then I'll find out who I am without her shadow. We walked in silence for a while, city lights glowing in the distance. My phone buzzed in my pocket. I pulled it out, frowning. A message from an unknown number. I opened it. One line stared back at me. She wasn't the only one recording you. My breath caught. The freedom I had just claimed, twisting into something colder,